guys, we are back at Epcot for a second day of Festival of the Arts. Today we're gonna try a bunch of different foods. We're also gonna make art, we're gonna look at some art, and we're just gonna have an art-filled, figment-filled day. I'm Brittany, and this is Extra Magic Minutes.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough,
To make sure to get my good side. We got so lucky, we were walking by the American Adventure Pavilion and I thought I heard the Voices of Liberty, so we went over there and we got to see their new costumes, but they also sang a bunch of songs. I always love seeing them, especially when you can catch them, and like we got there right at the beginning of their set, which is so lucky. So today is our second day of Festival of the Arts, my favorite festival. We did come on the first day and we did the scavenger hunt, we did a bunch of other things. Today we're going to be trying foods that we wanted to try that we've never tried before. Most of them are new, and then we also are going to do the Animation Academy. We're going to do some other artistic things because it is Festival of the Arts after all. We're starting over here in Germany. And it was a weird place to start in the country. We came in through International Gateway, which is my preferred way to come into Epcot. And so we just came over to Germany because we wanted to try the cassoulet. We're starting off at Pastoral Palate in the Germany Pavilion. We've got the pork and white bean cassoulet with Regensburger sausage and crispy pork rinds. This is new this year and it was $8.75. This is really good. It's very comforting, super homey. It has almost like Thanksgiving-y kind of feeling, but it's like a stew because it has carrots in it. I think it has some celery, it has beans. We're trying to figure out, we think the stock has like ham in it, but I don't find like pieces of ham. It just has like a vaguely hammy flavor. The sausage is great. I wish there was a little bit more sausage, like maybe chunks of it throughout instead of just the two pieces on top, but even without the sausage, it would be great. It's like, I could take it or leave it on the sausage. The rest is really good. And this would be so good if it was actually cold outside right now. It's kind of warm out. It's like 80 degrees. But if it was cool, this would be even better to get. So this is a good festival to have this at. I like that they did this nice artistic plate sauce too. Like, how do you make a cassoulet look artistic? It's sort of just like a, you know, like a rustic stew. But they did this nice green, I think it's like a pesto. It sort of has like an herby flavor. It's not like a strong flavor that adds to the dish, but it looks nice. Very artistic. The one thing other than more sausage is that it could use a little bit more salt, but obviously I could just add my own salt if I want more salt on there. So that's like not really that big of a ding on the dish. Yeah, I think this is really good. On a nice winter night, this would be delicious. I would definitely get it again. We also got the A Play on Rosé flight. This is 3 different rosés, and I had to get this flight because it has a cider, it has rosé, and it has frosé. So I felt like that was different than some of the other flights that they usually do, which are like all ciders, all beer. This one has a little bit of everything, and I love rosé. I'm gonna start with the frozen rosé, although it's not that frozen anymore. It was frozen, but I ate my cassoulet first, and now it's got one little piece of ice in there. It tastes like candy. It's really sweet and kind of tart. I like it. It probably would obviously be better if it was frozen. Let me see if I can get this little frozen piece. It's good, but more sweet than dry. And it has a kind of a citrusy back note. Now we have the Three Daughters Brewing Rosé Cider. That's good. That's tart. I don't know if it tastes like rosé that much. It kind of just tastes like fruit. What does it taste like? It's very light though. Like as soon as the flavor hits your tongue, it's like gone. But it is tart. I like that a lot. It would be great on this in the summer. It's a little warm out today, so that works out. But it's a very summery flavor. Like I feel like sitting outside on the beach drinking this would be great. This is 81 Bay Brewing Company Rosé Blonde Ale. Honestly, this one smells like rose, not rosé. I'm scared. I'm not really a beer girl. No, no. It kind of tastes like if Blue Moon was floral. Like it has a wheat beer. I mean, it's a lager, but it has like almost a wheat beer kind of flavor. A little bitterness in the back, but not really that bitter at all. But no, I'm not really a fan of that. And it does have a floralness like rose instead of rosé. But I like the other two a lot, so, you know, still worth getting. And if I had drank this one a little bit faster, I think it would have been better if it was actually frozen, but it's still really good. Overall, I'd say I like this idea. I like the idea of them doing flights that have different things instead of just all beer or all cider. If someone in your group likes beer and someone in your group likes cider, everyone can have like one little cup. And I think it's a good value to get the flights if you're interested in all three that they have for the flight, because for $11.50, it's the same price as a full-size beer, basically. It's only like $1 more expensive. And you get to try 3 different things. All right, well now let's go over and learn to draw a character at the Animation Academy. Come with us. Here at the Animation Academy, we're going to learn how to draw a character from The Incredibles. My finest work. I think in particular I messed up the mouth. I also made her head way too big to start and her body too small. We had a really great time at the Animation Academy, and I can't wait to talk about it. However, I also grabbed a funnel cake, and we have to eat that first because it is deteriorating quickly. So this is the cotton candy funnel cake from the funnel cake stand near American Adventure Pavilion. It's topped with powdered sugar, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, pink and purple sugar dusting, and cotton candy crunch. And this is new this year, and it was $12. And the cotton candy is... It looked a little more fluffy before, but it's starting to deteriorate. Why do I have 2 forks? Like I'm gonna... It's a little undercooked again. I gotta ask them to, medium well funnel cake, please. It's a funnel cake, so it's delicious. I don't know that it tastes to me like cotton candy. The boyfriend says it does, but what does cotton candy taste like other than the flavor of the cotton candy and sugar? It definitely tastes like sugar. It's giving more like birthday cake, funfetti. I love the little crunchy things on there. The dusting sugar adds a nice little texture too. Obviously the cotton candy, it kind of just clumped up, which is what cotton candy does when it's out in 90% humidity and also on top of something wet. So when we got it, it looked a little more fluffy. Now it's just like a piece of sugar, but I'd say this is really good. It's not the best funnel cake I've ever had from funnel cakes, like the festival funnel cakes. I kind of like the gingerbread one is one of the better ones we've had last festival at Festival of Holidays. I wish it had like maybe a little jelly or jam or a tart sauce or something, but that's just like a nitpick. It's a funnel cake. It's delicious. Oh, and would I get it again? Always. The Animation Academy is one of my favorite things that they have at Festival of the Arts. I love it so much. I love going over to the animation experience that they have at Animal Kingdom, but this one is centrally located. It's so easy to get to. There are only 2 a day, so it's at 12:30 and 1:30. So we saw a sign outside of the animation experience at the America Gardens Theater that the animator today was going to be Justin Dring, and then it said they were doing characters from The Incredibles. So we were like, okay, we have to ask if they'll tell us which characters they are for 12:30 and 1:30 so we can pick who we want to do. And they did tell us the characters, and the 12:30 character, and the 12:30 character was Edna Mode, my favorite. No capes. Anyway, I drew her. It's not my finest work. I've been more pleased with some of my other artistic works that I've done at animation classes at Disney. But this one was hard. There's no lines on the paper, which is already, you have to set up your own like circle and lines. I think if I had that, it would have been a little bit easier. But also she's a person, so it's a little bit harder than like a lion or a gorilla or some of the other ones we've done. So anyway, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, it's not that bad. But her hair kind of does look like a block. But then again, her hair kind of does look like a block. A great block. A bob that's doing the Robert, but it's, you know, a block of hair. So I made her mouth a little weird, but the rest I feel pretty good about. The second character they were doing was Jack Jack, but I wanted to go try some food, so we were like, we'll just do Edna and we'll be good for the day. we stopped at the Expression Section's Paint by Numbers mural, and I'm not sure I love the new location of this mural. So they moved it over. Obviously they had to move it because it was on a construction wall before. Now it's on a different wall, but I don't think there's enough space in the walkway and for the painting, so it's a little congested. Also, last year and this year they don't let you pick your own paint color, so I feel like every time I go I get like this gray purple color or like white instead of like a fun color. They probably give the fun colors to kids, so I get it, but I wish I got to pick the paint color that I do. So you paint 5 squares. This time I got like a gray purple. I painted the number 6, and last time we came with my family, which was like a couple weeks ago, the boyfriend got to paint finally. He hasn't painted at any of the festivals. It was his first time going, so he painted like 15 squares because he had to make up for lost time. There were also less people there that day, so they didn't seem to mind if you kind of like spent a little more time, painted a few more squares. Today I tried to be good because there were a lot of people. We got to do a mural that we've never painted before. They are the same as the murals last year, but they're on to the 3rd mural now. They're all sort of Figment themed or like Epcot themed, and they give you a bookmark so you can see what the painting looks like. Now we've got some new food items to review. We stopped at the Craftsman's Courtyard and we got the beef Wellington inspired Croissant Supreme with cream spinach croissant pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola ragu, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, and pickled mustard seeds, and this was $8.50. Now this is probably the only time you'll ever see me do this, but I had to modify this item in order to get it. So I am allergic to mushrooms, and they were very accommodating. I thought this might be one of the only things at the festival that I could probably get that has mushrooms that I could get without. A lot of other things, the mushrooms are in the dish. This was like a sauce, a ragu sauce, and so I got it without the mushrooms. I had to get it without the cheese too because they're in there together. So I'll be, you know, less critical maybe because I'm getting it modified from what it actually is supposed to be, but it looks really good. And guys, I've never eaten a beef Wellington because they have mushrooms in them. So this is my first experience with a Wellington-esque item. It's too much, too big of a bite. I don't think it needs cheese. That sauce is really, really good on there. The red wine reduction. Also, the croissant is great. I love the spinach in there. I thought I'd be like,
oh, green vegetable. Get away from me.
But it adds a nice earthy flavor that's really great on there. Obviously, if it had mushrooms, it would have that extra earthy flavor. I can only imagine it would be improved and made better by the mushroom and the gorgonzola sauce. I wouldn't say it's one-dimensional, but, you know, the boyfriend was saying, because he tried it and he loves it, but he said the sauce would make it even better. So I'll have to take his word for it. But it was really nice that they could modify it for me. It's nice that I got to try it. And the croissant is so flaky. And it has a perfect amount of spinach in there. The meat's cooked perfectly, and there's a lot of it. I really think this is a good value for $8.25. Like, it's like 3-4 pieces of meat. It was a lot of meat. This is one of the best things we've had at the festival. No, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you? What's it? We also stopped at Opening Bites, which is in Communicore Plaza, and we got the Enchanted Rose. This is a milk chocolate rose with raspberry and rose center, and it was $6.50. It's new this year. This is on the wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine, which is the food stroll that they have for Festival of the Arts. And you get 5 food items, you get stamps for them, and then you get a prize at the end. This is the first item that we've actually got that is on the wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine. We probably will finish it throughout the festival because a lot of the things on there this year were things that we've had in the past, so we wanted to try new things instead. Also, it's almost all desserts, which I love desserts, but you know, I'm trying to do like a more savory and sweet mix than just all desserts. The boyfriend's pointing at himself. Yes, I do that for you. I would just eat all desserts if it were up to me. I would come in here and just be like, today we're going to try 12 different desserts. And then I'd be like, why do I feel so bad for the next 5 days after that? Could not be all the sugar I ate. No way. Anyway, I want to eat this rose. There we go. That's pretty good. I think the raspberry core, it doesn't really taste like rose, which was good for me because I don't really like floral rose flavored things, so I was happy that it's not like heavy on the rose. The pudding is very light and soft in there. I would say it's more of a pudding than a mousse. And then the outer coating, you know, it's not adding any flavor, but it looks nice. The cookie's good too. It's like soft and crumbly, pretty easy to cut through. Sometimes the base can be like hard to, you know, to chop and include in the dessert. So that was good too. I'm surprised you haven't stolen that leaf yet. I thought you would go for that for sure, but I guess you tried to steal the steak, so you can't steal everything. This is actually a really good dessert. I think it's surprisingly not that sweet. When I see milk chocolate, I think, oh, it's going to be overly sweet, but it really isn't that sweet at all. There's a great mix of textures between the mousse, which is almost like pudding-like, and the jam center, which if you eat it a little bit more like by itself, you can kind of taste the rose, but it's very subtle. I think it's a perfect amount of rose in there. But with the cookie there too, it adds like a nice crunchy texture at the bottom, but not too hard, so it's hard to eat with it. Yeah, I think this is really good. And again, not that sweet. Surprisingly, not overly sweet, which is what I was kind of expecting. So Forte, no, he's the organ. What's the chef's name? The oven. I don't know his name. He's a little scary, but he's a good cook. He makes a good rose dessert. This was the only one that was obviously themed to a musical, which was sort of annoying to me. This booth is supposed to be musical themed things. One is a crab. Okay, fine, it's Sebastian. One is a scone with salmon on it. Like, who are you supposed to be? Like, Mary Poppins is a stretch. That's a stretch. It looks more like a biscuit than a scone. I don't know. But I couldn't eat something that looks like a real crab, but I can eat a real rose, so. All of this chalk art is so beautiful, but I especially love the baby, of course, Grogu with his bowl of soup. It's really nice that every time you come out to the festival, you can see different chalk art. I just think this is like an amazing medium. There's a bunch that I like. I don't know. I like the ones where they put Disney characters in like classic paintings, and then they do different art styles. The Hulk sort of looks like he's embroidered patch. That's really cool. And then they have an orange bird down here that's like a little clock. I don't know. There's just a lot of things to look at.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, of course, and Deadpool. Deadpool girl with the pearl earring is another amazing. That's what I'm saying. I like the mashups where it's like a painting and then they put a character in there. So I think that's really creative too. I love all this chalk art. It's so fun. We stopped in the Mexico Pavilion to go to El Artista Hambriento to try some different foods. We got a savory food and we got a dessert, of course. So we got the croqueta. This is chipotle chicken and chorizo croquette and chipotle salsa with chipotle aioli, avocado mousse, and truffle oil, and it was $8. And it's like truly against my better judgment to come to the Mexico booth because the food always looks like it's gonna be really good. And the carne asada they have there, we've had before, it was good. But it's always so overpriced. Like, why is this $8? It is the smallest little croqueta. It's the size of one meatball. It's so small. The picture makes it look big. The bowl is trying to create an optical illusion. Well, it's not optically eluding me at all. Is that right? Also, this avocado crema looks like the avocado has been out for quite a while. It is dark. Why is it that color? But I'm gonna try it and I hope it's not spicy. The boyfriend says I'm being too hard on this avocado. He said it's mixed in with herbs, so maybe that's what's making it like this kind of, almost like a green pea color instead of like an avocado color. But we'll find out when we taste it. I don't want to be too hard on it, but it's so small and I'm kind of mad about the price, so I'm being judgmental. I'm gonna cut it in half. I want to see what the middle looks like. And I just read the description, but I don't remember what's inside. Chicken? Oh. I have been vindicated. Look at the color of the avocado when it's not on the top of the croqueta, which means they did this a while ago. But everyone was getting the carne asada. Like, everyone was waiting for that, and I was like, oh, 2 things that you have ready already. So maybe that's why. I gotta get a little bite. It smells spicy. Oh no, the sauce is really spicy, but like chipotle spicy. That's karma for all the things I said negative about it. I guess so. No, it does taste good. The filling's actually really good and it's full all the way to the top. Oh my god, my mouth is on fire. I could breathe fire. No, don't start coughing. Okay. It's full to the brim. The filling's really good. I just wish they gave you 2 or it was one that was bigger. That's all. That's all I was saying about you. You don't have to be so spicy on me. Just because I said that you were too small. It said chipotle in like every ingredient and I was like, I'll be fine. I'm good. It's very spicy to me. The boyfriend said this is probably not a starter dish if you're not a spicy food person. So that makes me feel a little better about how I'm like, could breathe fire right now. But I do think it's well balanced. It's not just spicy to be spicy. I think like that adds to the flavor and it has a lot of flavor as well. Like it's not just one note spicy or one note whatever. There's a tang from the cream sauce that's on the top. Also, the avocado is just a little bit oxidized, but it tastes really good. So I shouldn't have judged you on your appearance, avocado. You taste great. The boyfriend loves it though. He likes spicy food. He says it's great, but he does feel like you should get 2 for that price. I just think they could do 1, but a bigger one, like it looks like in the picture. But he wants 2. 2 of that size. 1 hefty one, but that's like croquette size. So croquette's like a deep fried. Usually it's meat in the middle and then it has like a crust on the outside and you deep fry it. So you don't want it to be too big or the middle won't be completely cooked. So like maybe that's the right size, but you need 2. Maybe 3. No, 2 is fine. I'll be greedy. Now I get to have dessert. And I need it because I need some dairy right now. So we got the Natilla de Maiz. This is creamy corn custard with caramelized sugar and it was $6.50. That's a hefty portion. It has popcorn on the top too. They didn't mention that in the description, but there's popcorn on there. Comes with a little corn husk to decorate it. I think this is beautiful to look at. This little crunchy stuff on the top almost looks like gems. It's so shiny. Anyway, I'm excited to have some dessert. Where's my spoon? I found my spoon. Looks like flan. I want a piece of popcorn too. Oh, you're gonna love that. The boyfriend loves flan. This is giving flan, for sure. It has like this crystallized sugar on the top though that gives it a little crunch, like almost like creme brulee-esque, but it's the texture of flan. The popcorn is an interesting addition. I don't think it needs to be there, but I like how it looks and it doesn't take anything away from the dessert. The corn flavor is subtle. I really like corn flavored desserts. I love corn ice cream, corn cookies. I think corn is like an underutilized ingredient that makes desserts a little bit more savory. Again, this is not very, very sweet. It has a little bit of sugar on the top, but it's not overly sweet. I think it's really good. Corn flavor really comes through, but I like the vanilla in there as well. This is a great dessert, especially if you don't like super sweet things. I would definitely get that again. That's great. Creation shop to pick up our annual Passholder Magnet. I love when they have these. Try to put just like one on my fridge of all the different ones we got, and this one is Ray from Princess and the Frog. He's so cute. I wish he had a little, he's looking up at Evangeline. I do think it's a little odd that you pick him up at Epcot instead of like at Magic Kingdom near Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but I think logistically like having everybody come over to Tiana's or to the Critter Co-op or whatever would be a nightmare. They have a system here that works for them. You know, the line is usually like 10, 15 minutes to pick up the magnet. And yeah, so we got them. Always. Now you might have been wondering as you're watching this video, is her voice always that nasal? Does she usually sound so much like Fran Fine? And the answer is not so much like Fran Fine. I have been sick for a while, so that's actually why we haven't had a video out in quite a bit of time. The boyfriend was sick for a week, and then I was sick the following week. So we've just been in the house watching Clone Wars, you know, for the 700th time and trying to get better. So this is our first time outside in a while. There's a lot of people out here. Actually, it was fine. Today wasn't too bad. Although there are a lot of people always at the festival, and that was sort of challenging. Like we wanted to show more art today, but the artist booths are always really full of people, which is great. We want lots of people to be in there buying art. That's amazing. But I don't really want to be in there like filming, and if we're not going to buy anything, if other people are trying to buy stuff. So we try to show a little bit of art. You know, who knows? We might come back out. It's my favorite festival. So if I can squeeze another little trip out here and see some more artists, I definitely will. I also wanted to shout out Bridget. I wanted to thank her for the super thanks on our last Festival of the Arts video. We really appreciate it. That is so generous and kind of you. I also wanted to welcome Lourdes to our Patreon. Thanks so much for joining. We do have exclusive videos over on Patreon if you want to come and join us. I have a link in the description below for that as well. And I hope you had fun with us today out at the Festival of the Arts. Of course, I wore my Figment vest again. I just bought these and I was like, another Figment outfit? Yeah, I'm gonna do it because I got these new little ear heads. They're so cute. And we had a lot of fun today. It was fun trying new foods. Got to make some art, which is really nice. And yeah, just have a fun Festival of the Arts day. Thanks so much for coming with us, and we'll see you on the next one. Sway, let the music take control. Let the rhythm move you. Do 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 do. Oh, I thought we were done filming. There's a lot of music going on right now. Da, 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 da.